the urgent care tonight?
Because my son is sick.
Oh, okay.
It was near Dix Hills. It was on a busy street, actually. I was having severe stomach pains, and I wasn't really sure why I was, and I've never really had them before.
In 2014, I went to an urgent care center right after Panama Plunge. I woke up the next morning with a terrible, terrible stomach ache and a fever of about 105. And so someone made me go to urgent care. Well, I chose to go to urgent care, but someone said I should go to the doctor.
So usually my primary care physician's only open until 5, and I was having these pains at around 10 at night.
I don't have a primary care physician in this area.
So why did you come to the urgent care as opposed to like his pediatrician?
Because I live just a few blocks away.
Oh, okay, so like convenience factor.
Right.
So it just was easy and convenient to go to one right away and to get an appointment where I wouldn't have to worry about calling ahead, make an appointment. It was just easy to walk in and to be seen by a doctor.
Do you feel like you paid a fair amount for the services you were given, like as compared to like the doctor's office?
Yeah.
The hospital was a little expensive, and the urgent care was a little closer. It was a pretty bare bones experience. I walked in, there was really no wait, nobody really waiting in the room. 10 minutes later, they called me in.
I think once they noticed that I really was not feeling well, they were really quick to, okay, just fill out this paperwork, and then the doctor will see you right away. And they were very quick with once I got into the office.
They didn't really like examine me or go anywhere really beyond just asking some questions.
Were you satisfied with your visit? Did you feel like everything was okay?
Yeah, it was very quick.
Okay.
The only thing that's different is like obviously your primary care knows you a little bit better and knows your history.
I wasn't really satisfied by the visit because I mean I didn't really get anything out of it. They didn't really tell me much that I didn't already know.
Would you return if you ever needed to?
This is our second time here, so
okay.
I'm already a repeat customer.
I would go back again. I think I did. After that, I had like a cold maybe last year, and I went initially to urgent care, but I did feel like I needed to go and see a doctor.
I guess I would go again though if I had perhaps a different problem, but for the same problem I would probably either wait it out or call my actual doctor.
I had a really bad nosebleed in school and it didn't stop for like over an hour. So my school nurse was like, you have to go to like the hospital or a doctor to see if something's wrong.
One of my fingers had like, for no reason at all, basically just like swollen up. I couldn't move it, I like wasn't able to write.
Why did you choose a hospital over say an urgent care or the doctor?
At the time, because I live in the Fresh Meadows area, there weren't that many urgent cares around, and I don't think it would have been my first choice in the first place.
We have like student health services on campus. They charge $30 and that's kind of just like a flat rate fee. And considering I already have insurance, I didn't think it made any sense, especially since most of the time for these kinds of things, they usually just refer you to a hospital. So I figured they would have at least like taken an x-ray or something, which they can't do at health services. So I figured why even like bother wasting the time and the $30 when they're just gonna send me to the hospital anyway, like I might as well just go straight there.
Whenever something comes up, our main hospital to go to is Long Island Jewish.
First it was a grad student that actually came in with 2 of his supervisors, and that lasted barely 5 minutes. And then they called in the grad student along with a consult, like specifically for what needed to be checked out. And that meeting was another maybe like 5 to 7 minutes. So the wait overall and just kind of moving me from place to place was a lot as compared to like meeting time with the actual like doctor.
Like I had to wait in the waiting room for over an hour before a doctor saw me, and he took 2 tongue depressors and a Band-Aid and like tape, and he made like this pinching thing. It looked like a clothespin, and he told me every time you get a nosebleed from now on, just pinch your nose with it. That is the solution he gave me when I went, and I waited for over an hour for that.
At the end, they really weren't even able to figure out what it was. The doctor was basically just like, yeah, sometimes we really don't know because it's not specifically like the joint or the bone, it's just kind of swollen up, so all we can do is kind of ice it and give you an anti-inflammatory. For a day where it didn't seem to be extraordinarily busy or anything, I just think that it took like an obscenely long amount of time.
My only problem was that I waited so long like for just that solution. It seems so simple.
When I was being discharged, the nurse was just like explaining everything, and she was like, yeah, this medication is basically Advil with an anti-inflammatory So I was like, great, like 3 hours and $300 with insurance for an Advil.
If I ever had that situation again, I'd probably go to an urgent care over an emergency department, one, because of the cost, and two, because of the shorter wait. The copay for ER visits with my insurance is $150. I'm not sure how much it would cost at an urgent care, but I'm guessing significantly less.
These may have seemed like good testimonials. However, recently, there have been numerous reported urgent care cases, from many insurance fraud scams to money laundering scams. Most patrons of urgent care centers are not aware of that. The urgent care center appeals to a certain type of person. The same person who decides they need to order rubber chickens online at 12 o'clock in the morning goes to the urgent care center. Some drawbacks of doing just that include missing out on the quality of care that comes with a long-term doctor-patient relationship. To combat these urgent care issues, the New York State Attorney General has already taken steps towards ensuring that the quality of information given to patients is valid, and thus they can make the proper health care decisions.